What is going on, guys? JFC here. We got a huge World Cup Hero SBC today, which drove a few of the top tier fodder cards up in price.
No.
But we're going to talk about what other fodder cards are great investments right now. And we're going to talk about what the market's going to look like. It's a Sunday. We're seeing some sell-off. We're going to see that market rise Monday. What the heck is coming tomorrow? Because Monday's usually a day where we see some kind of upgrade packs. So yeah, we're going to get into all of that today because there's a lot to think about, a lot different on the game right now because people during the week probably may not grind division rivals or qualifying like usual. Might be more objective based. But let's just get into all that right now. First and foremost, leaks, of course. And right now, we really don't have any. Like, we have this right here. It's Sosa and Vlasic, the dynamic duo, Croatia, objective, which this Vlasic card actually looks pretty good if this is official stats. And the Sosa looks pretty good too, so that's pretty cool if they're going to be, like, this good. They look pretty good. Obviously, we saw this mini release earlier today, and other than that, we have literally no leaks. If you look at FUT Scoreboard, there's, like, no leaks about anything in terms of pack-related stuff that's going to be on the way too, so we can only really guess of what's going to come tomorrow at this point. We've obviously got things that are already added into the code, like 75 plus upgrades, or sorry, 75 plus player picks or 80 plus upgrade packs, right? They could re-release that base icon SBC that has a max rating, but they also have a base icon SBC just in the code with no rating cap. So we could see that, of course. So lots of stuff to think about. And because actually last week we didn't actually see the Hero SBC released on a Monday, right? We saw it released on a Tuesday, I think it was. So it's not even a guarantee that Monday is for sure the day where we see an icon or Hero SBC. It can come out on any day. I'm not expecting a Hero SBC, but an icon SBC is feasible. And right now we're seeing a big sell-off in the market, basically. Iran's down like 50k, Folder's down a bunch, Forlan's down a bunch. The reason we're seeing this is just because right now there's people are just selling off their teams, right? It's just kind of a classic case of a Sunday sell-off. We also got supply today, more store packs, of course. So we're just seeing a market dip right now. And I think the market actually could slightly go up going into tomorrow. It definitely could. You know, we're seeing a lot of sell-off. Van Dijk, we're seeing a bit of a sell-off on. The World Cup Heroes, we're really seeing a sell-off on. So I would not be shocked if we do see a little bit of a rise going into Monday. I think that if we don't get an SBC coming today, that's a gamble pack, I think we should see the market do okay. But one of the big things I wanted to talk about today is the reason I think it's a little bit limited is because if we go back to the game, there's so much friendly stuff right now and moment stuff. People are probably going to be grinding during the week this week. These swaps, which are, you know, win 6 matches and all of these FUT friendlies, right? These are all in the FUT friendlies. It's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48 wins you need in those FUT friendlies. That's a long time. Even if it's golden goal, it's still going to take you a long time. This is probably where we're really going to see the demand for the game this week, basically. If we look at the friendly itself, right? You know, FIFA World Cup swaps, it's countries and regions max 4. So actually, you don't really have to have just a, you know, Senegalese squad or an Ecuadorian squad or whatever. But that's still going to limit the demand on, like, some of the cards, definitely going into this week, where we usually may see a market Monday rise. And not only that, we also have the moments, which are, you know, actually pretty good rewards in these. Yes, you have to grind a lot, but at least you have the opportunity here to get quite a few decent things, like lots of the FIFA World Cup players packs. And you got, you know, 8111 pack here, 50k pack here, 83 plus team of the week player pick, 85 plus player pick. There's definitely some good grindable stuff here to earn. It's going to take a while, but you can still grind it offline. I think many people are going to do that over the course of this week instead of, you know, grinding division rivals, because everybody all years we had to grind division rivals, right? We've had nothing else to do. So now that we do have something else to do, I think that we're probably going to see a little bit more of the offline and friendly grind this week than probably the same old division rivals FUT Champs qualifying grind, which is probably part of this big sell-off right now that we're seeing on the market. So with that being said, if we talk about any of these promo cards, right, like these Path to Glory cards, if they're down in price, should you buy right now? And it's hard to say exactly because we don't know what's coming tomorrow, right? If we get an SBC that comes out, that's a gamble SBC, everything will take a hit on the market, right? So it's hard to say if these are for sure going to be their absolute lowest point. My guess is that these probably are not their total lowest point right now, even despite the sell-off we're seeing. I do think, though, going into this week, even despite the marquee matchup supply we'll see on Thursday and other panic for Friday, you know, these cards are upgradable, right? So I think we should see a slight increase in demand on these cards as the week goes on because we're getting closer to the World Cup, right? People are just going to want these cards. And even though these cards can't get an upgrade until the group stage is done, basically, it still isn't really going to matter. The group stage gets done fairly quickly. And I think we will see a slight increase in demand for these cards as the week goes on because people are just going to want to buy up, you know, your own nation's card to use them, right? I mean, yeah, if I were you, I think that we could could see some panic today if we get a big gamble SBC or Tuesday, really. So I think that I'm not the biggest proponent of buying these cards, but my guess is that like the marquee matchups time, which is usually a pretty good time to buy these, it might be a little too late, but we just kind of need to look at this tomorrow and get a better gauge of what's going on. If these guys continue to just free fall, maybe it will be best to wait Thursday. If they stay a similar price going into tomorrow, it might be a decent time to buy. Talking about tomorrow's video. So we'll look at this tomorrow again to like get a better indication of what it's going to look like on the market. Let's get into SBC fodder, because obviously we know we have been talking about fodder a lot recently, and it does look very, very investable. Things are actually slightly up a teeny bit. I think probably because people are trying to invest in this, honestly. The 87s are still low, 88s are still low, 89s are up a little teeny bit from where they were. 90s are up a little bit from where they were, and 91s as well. So if you bought into like 91 Benzema, which I know I bought a couple of him, I think you bought him for what was he, like 39k? Yeah, he was like 40k there, right there, so probably 39 you could buy him for. If you did that, go ahead and sell them. I'm fine with that. They might rise going into tomorrow a little bit more, but for like 8k a card, I'm totally fine with just taking that profit. It's probably what I would do myself, just in case we don't see an SBC coming tomorrow. I think the rest of these guys, like 84 to really 88s, are good investments, really. 86s have like a teeny bit of room to drop here. Like sometimes they're at like 12k or so, but 84s, 85s, 87s, 88s are like pretty much prime buying price. And if we get a gamble pack today, it's going to go up. Same thing with Tuesday. If we get a gamble pack, whatever the requirements are, it's going to go up. Obviously, this fodder did go up because we got that Keen SBC today, right? And that Keen SBC is pretty spendy. But luckily, it looks like right now, what the good part is, we kind of were hoping we got a Keen SBC that came out and fodder came up a little teeny bit. Then we get a gamble pack on Monday that makes fodder really go up. And as of right now, we're kind of seeing that on some of the higher tier stuff, right? So it would be really nice if we saw that like gamble pack tomorrow, because Robbie Keane, as you know, I mean, this card was mad expensive. 5-star weak foot. This card is pretty amazing, right? He's got finesse shot trait, great stats in game, great dribbling, great shooting, and the 5-star weak foot boost on him, 5'9" high medium. Obviously gets great chemistry to every Premier League player in your team. The problem was an 89 rated squad, 88 rated squad, 87, 86. But at least we got good packs back, right? Tradable rare mega pack, rare players pack, prime gold players pack. So you're going to make some coins back there. So people are definitely doing this card, which is why the higher tier fodder has gone up. And that's why I'm hoping we get, hopefully maybe an icon SBC coming today, please. Because then maybe we see like an 87 rated squad or an 88 rated squad even. With, maybe it could be like an 87 and an 85, right? Something like that. Because you can get like the Pelés, Cruyffs, Ronaldinhos, those kinds of guys. I do think they'll make it a little bit more expensive than what we've seen the gamble SBCs be. We've seen the gamble SBCs honestly be really good prices this year. I think the base icon one could be a little bit more expensive than what we're used to seeing, because of the fact you can get like the highest of the highest tier of player in the game. So it probably will be like 200k if I had to guess, something like that. So yeah, I think SBC fodder on pretty much all the ratings I said before, I'm just fine with buying. It just looks really good, and you just got to hold until it goes up. And we've made lots of coins on fodder this year, and it seems to be the best way to do it, considering how much the market just falls on a daily basis at this point, seemingly. So every Monday we talk about this, and that is common golds, because we are going to see some type of player pick today, some type of maybe 80 plus upgrade today. What are they going for? Are they 350, 400? Okay, 350 right there, looks like. Yeah, this is prime time to buy these. If you can get them on 300 bid or 350 buy now, there's a chance if we get player picks and the World Cup heroes are in them. People were getting those World Cup hero cards in those types of packs. So I'd be curious to see if that still is the case. Especially if that's the case, we're going to see gold commons probably go to 550 again, 600 coins at least. So if I were you and if you're on a lower budget, I'm hopping on some common golds for sure. You can make best case scenarios like double your money if they go to 700 coins or something like that. If we get like a, say a 78 plus player pick or an 80 plus player pick, one of two, something like that, you could definitely see common golds go up a ton in price. But yeah, and I think the case of also for the market, because we're seeing these cards drop in price, which is what I was afraid of. I talked about this in my other video I made yesterday. These cards are so good, right? These World Cup hero cards, 750k for Forlan. As this card drops in price, every striker of the market is going to drop, because this Forlan card is so good. Same with the Fodder card. Like, this card is going down as well to 780, 790k. And everything about this card is absolutely insane. He's got the finesse shot trait, power header. The dribbling's insane. The shooting is otherworldly. 87 strength, 96 jumping. I mean, you just go down the list, insane stats. And as these cards drop in price, the rest of the market is going to drop in price too, because they're the most in-demand cards, and they're not as expensive as we expected. That's another reason why I'm a little pessimistic about like a big market rise into today, like we see on some Mondays, because we have these insane cards in the game that aren't crazy expensive. This Dirk Cow card, has insane stats. He's in the Premier League. He's got 4-star skills, 280k. He actually has dropped from his absolute peak. Same with Park Ji-sung. He's dropped a little bit from his absolute peak, right? He's 220k now or so. The supply is not nearly as there as it was, which is a good sign for these cards in the future. Like, you're only seeing a few pages here until we get to the 59th minute, which was much better than what we saw before. Obviously, there's still a decent amount of supply, right? You know, we're still at page 6, page 7, 8, 9. I mean, there's a lot of supply here, but it looks a little bit less than what it actually was at like its absolute peak, right? Because we were a little concerned about that on stream the other day. Like, holy shit, these cards look insanely supplied. Yeah, best time to buy World Cup hero cards. Honestly, it's probably not going to be for a little bit yet. These cards are going to be in packs for a little while. And I'm not sure if we're getting like World Cup Hero Team 2 this Friday or if it's next Friday. If it's not until next Friday, like a week and 6 days or 5 days from now, then these cards definitely have room to drop. I could be missing that. There could be a release date on that next World Cup Hero Team somewhere, and I just haven't seen it yet. Like, these cards are out for another week or so in packs. I personally am not gonna buy yet. So that's kind of my thinking on this. Last thing I want to talk about, League SBCs, right? We are just not sure if we're gonna see them this year. And right now, silvers are going for 200 coins, 250 coins right now. So if you want to gamble on these, because yes, it's not a guarantee we're gonna see them. I still do definitely believe we're going to see them, right? I just do believe we're gonna see them. 200 coins for Liga and silvers or La Liga silvers, you know, Serie A silvers, whatever, is an insane price. If these League SBCs do actually come out and you need a squad or two with silvers from Liga in it, I mean, these Liga and silvers will go to 1,000 coins and you're going to make 700 coins of profit on each card. And I still do believe we're going to see this. Like, it just doesn't really make sense to me why they would not release it. Yes, it could be nation-based instead, which is what we've talked about. In that case, look for, you know, some silver French players or 200 coins right now. I would for sure just maybe club stock a few of those if you got 10k to spare. Do some silver French, silver German players. All these guys just stock into your club, because if there's a case where League SBCs come out and it's more nation based, right, than it is league based, then once again you're gonna make a killing on these cards, right? You look at every single World Cup nation here, even the most obscure ones. I would for sure go ahead and buy some. Just club stock, you know, 10, 20k of these guys in your club. It's not gonna do you any harm because you're buying at their absolute lowest, and you can make an insane profit return on these cards. So I definitely look at these basically whenever you can buy these. Right now, they're very cheap. Silver's being 200 coins actually is sometimes a little bit rare for these top nations. So I'm just fine buying as many as you want to, basically. Just throw a shot in the dark and see if you can make a crazy amount of profit on these cards. Because I guarantee you, whatever comes out involving League SBCs, whether it's nations instead, whatever you bought according to what they drop is going to make a killing. So it's definitely worth it, in my opinion, to do some club stocking on that. I think that's it for the video, because I don't think there's much to talk about. Just a lot of speculation in terms of buying things on the market. I'm not expecting too much of a market rise today. Maybe a teeny bit. You can get some fluctuations in there for sure. If you want to do some fluctuation trading today, you definitely can. But I'm not expecting to see the Monday market rise we've seen a couple times on this game, where cards jump like crazy in price. I think there's too much objective demand and like offline demand for that to be a thing today. And have a look at that SBC fodder, because you know we love the fodder on this channel, and it's going to do pretty well if we get a gamble pack today or on Tuesday. So that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, because we have content every single day on the channel of all types, all shapes, and sizes. I love every single one of you. I'll catch you guys in the next video very soon. Peace.